Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have taught us this truth and rule well. Peace and salutations to the chosen and the elect. All right, I'm Ariel Zabak out of the GMS Dallas camp, and I'm going to entitle this lesson here, A Spiritual Mindset. All right, that's something that every sincere brother and sister should be having in these times. Also, when you come into this truth, okay, because we have darkness and wickedness all around us, throughout the day, okay, and the men that Yahweh Shai set up, through this awakening. Okay, starting with our apostles, bishops, and elders on down here at Great Millstone. Okay, this is the mindset that the men, are walking with, and that's through the Spirit. You see, so let's get Wisdom of Solomon. Okay, the first chapter. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 1, and it reads. Love righteousness, okay? Ye that be judges of the earth, think of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai with a good mind. The word heart means mind, la'ab. And in simplicity of mind, of meaning that you're of the heart, of heart, seek him, which is your mind, okay? And this is the mindset, that we have here at Great Millstone, man, okay? This is also going into Hebrews 11 and 6, those that being rewarded, a reward of those that diligently seek him, okay? That means sincere, okay? These are sincere brothers and sisters, that, watch the videos, the lessons, come out to the highways and byways, all right? For edification, all right? No gimmicks, okay? Just a word, man. And, that's what the Holy Spirit, does when you have great leaders set up before you, right before your eyes, okay? Let's grab 1 John. Matter of fact, let's get that in the blue letter. 1 John 4 and verse 1. And it reads, Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are gone out into the world, okay? And today, right here at the end, with these prophecies taking place, with us in the beginning of Jacob's trouble, okay? Jeremiah 30 and 7, all right, where all hell is, at the tipping berg of breaking loose, okay? And now you have all of these different camps, okay, switching up the doctrine, all right? You have, camps, don't want to call them the right name, and those are things that's milk, okay, that the sincere, brothers and sisters, especially that's coming into this truth, and even the ones that been in the truth, have to, go back to every now and then. All right. Calling on Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Okay. Yahweh, he is, Bahashem in a name, and Yahweh Shai, okay, which means he delivers, okay, he saves. All right. So, these are really fruits as well that that the men of the Lord, okay, the true men of the Lord, all right, is gonna carry with them. All right, you see, and these false prophets, okay, everything is gonna be contrary to the word. All right, and this is where 2/3 of our people The wicked 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to get tripped up in, all right? You in this thing to put on fringes every day and still continue to have a wicked mindset, okay? You still want to be of the world. And, John had warned us about this through the Spirit, you see? Let's get Isaiah, okay, 8 and 20. All right. This is Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 20. And it reads, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. Okay. So we don't be speaking, according to what we think or our thoughts. We speak according to this word. Okay. Which is the Spirit, man. Okay. You see? So if they're not coming out of these scriptures, okay, and these teachings are of their own, mind, all right, there's no light in them, okay? Those who have betrayed this ministry, all right, that switched up the doctrine, okay, like these other camps, who think the MOTB is sin, embargo, all right, white women, instead of what the scripture says when you look at it in Hebrew, a karachma, all right, a piercing, okay, which is that RFID micro C-hip, okay, that's going to come to pass and take place. And most of our people, out here playing around and not being sincere, ready to hear a debate, a rap battle, okay. Now you got one camp, Genesis, they didn't switch up the whole doctrine, man. They dressing different, looking like the world. You see? These are the things that, if you have a spiritual mindset, you would be able to discern that we're going to get into. All right? 1 Peter. All right, let's get that. 1 Peter 4 and 11. And it reads, okay, if any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of the Most High. Okay? And what are those oracles? These scriptures. All right? If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which the Most High giveth, that the Most High in all things may be glorified through Yahushua HaMashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Okay? So if they're not, speaking according to these scriptures, man, all right, through the Spirit, okay, they're false prophets, man. They're going off, all right, and they're anti, okay, they're anti-Hamashiach, man, and this is why it's so important to push Yahushua, man, because if you pushing Yahushua, you're gonna understand how to walk, man. Okay, he taught in sound doctrine. All right, it was solid. Okay, wasn't no holes and gaps. You see? Let's get Acts. Okay, this is Acts the 7th chapter, verse 38. Okay, and it reads, "This is he that was in the church in the wilderness." And let's see who that church is. With the angel which spake to him in the Mount Sinai, okay, with our fathers, okay, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, okay, who received the lively oracles to give unto us, which are these scriptures, man, okay, the law, statutes, and commandment, all right. So who was in that wilderness? The Hebrew Israelites, man. There was no other nation, okay. That's who the church is. You see? A church is not built with hands, okay? And we can get that and jump on down to verse 48, okay? And it reads, "Howbeit, the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as said the prophet," okay? And the prophets are the men of the Lord, man, okay? That's out there on the highways and byways, okay? Preaching this truth, all right? Being a sacrifice, man. So for the elect, okay, to you sincere brothers and sisters, man. You see? Let's grab one more. This is Sirach, all right, chapter 3. Okay, in verse 3, and it reads, Salakia, chapter 33, verse 3. Sirach, chapter 33, and verse 3, and it reads, a man of understanding trusted in the law, and the law is faithful unto him as an oracle. Okay, so these oracles that's given unto you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the true Hebrew Israelites, okay, that are sincere, diligent seekers, all right, that understanding is given to you, okay, through the Spirit, man, because you have that spiritual mindset, you see. All right, let's go back to 1 John, and I'm going to start at verse 4 again, verse 1 again, in chapter 4, and it reads, 1 John 4:1, Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. Okay, and you know, when you come into this truth, man, you know, especially from all those different philosophies we grew up in, you know, whether it's been Islam, Christianity, okay, we understand that those are lies, man. Okay, we got the truth now. All right, so you should be able to identify and detect, you know, a false prophet. Okay, because if they're not coming from these scriptures, man, all right, and having this one sound doctrine, if they don't have the names, they teaching God love everybody. All right, if they teaching everybody can be saved, okay, if they teaching we all can come together, all right, if they not prophesying, okay, if they not pushing Yahweh Shai, all right, all of these are false prophets, man. Okay, it don't matter if they understand that Esau Edom is the white man. Okay, he's the devil. We know that. All right. Verse 2, hereby know ye the spirit of the Most High. Every spirit that confesseth that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is come in the flesh is of the Most High. Okay, because you have, you know, Christians, all right, they say that you know, Yahweh Shai was impregnated by an angel, man. And we understand celestial and terrestrial things can't come together and then, come and be born of children like that. All right. You see? And these are, you know, the snares that trip our people up. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay, that are walking in darkness and don't have a spiritual mindset, all right? Those are the things that trip you up. This is why you hate the true Hebrew Israelites, okay? Because you don't even believe that your deliverer came in the flesh. You see? That's why it don't matter, you know, what our deliverer looked like, okay? Because you don't believe that he came in the flesh. Hebrews 7:14 tell you that he's from the tribe of Judah, all right? And he has a seed line, okay? You can get that in the book of Matthew, man, okay? You see? Verse 3, and every spirit that confesseth not that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is come in the flesh is not of the Most High. If you ain't pushing Yahweh Shai, man, okay, and that and you don't believe in a regeneration, which is a reincarnation, okay, because he came in the flesh. That's why he had to die, and after 3 days he rose again, man, because you know your body started to decay. All right, to know that you really dead, where they couldn't say, "Oh, he really wasn't dead. He was no." Okay, he rose again, man. You see, and that's what's going to happen to the true believers. Okay, the elect. You see, in verse 3 again from the top, and every spirit that confesseth not that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is come in the flesh is not of the Most High, and this is that spirit of Antichrist. Okay. So you Christians are Antichrist, All right. Those who, think the true Hebrew Israelites that's out there on the highways and byways uploading videos are not the people. Okay. You're an antichrist, man. You see? And this is that spirit, all right, of an antichrist, which means that y'all have a different mindset as the elect, man, as the true Hebrew Israelites, man. That's actually walking in the spirit, okay? Whereof you have heard that it shall come, and even now already is it in the world, okay? Because you already have Antichrist already in the world, all right? If you don't believe in this 100% truth, then you're an antichrist, man. If you don't believe in the sound doctrine, all right, you don't believe in the chariots, okay? You don't believe in the names, switching up the doctrine, all right? All of these things, that are vexing to the spirit, man, okay? You're an antichrist, you see? Now, let's get John, okay? Let's get John chapter 12. Because these are these type of people, man, that's walking around the earth today, man. Whether you the wicked 2/3 of our people or the heathens, man. Y'all in one category, the same box. You see? This is John chapter 12 and verse 25, and it reads, "He that loveth his life shall lose his life, and he that hated his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal." Okay? And that's eternity, all right? Because we understand when you're a true Hebrew Israelite that's in this, that has this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man, you realize that you're supposed to be in rulership. And if you don't hate that you're not in rulership, then hey, man, you're gonna lose your life, dude. Because when they roll out that RFID micro C-hip, you're gonna take it. You see? And those who have the right spiritual mindset, in this truth, they're not going to take it, the elect, okay? You see? All right. Let's get John chapter 15, and we're going to start from verse 18. And it reads, "If the world hate you," and these are anti-Christians, okay? Antichrist, which means anti-Hamashiach, okay? I hate saying that word anyway. All right. "If the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you." All right. Verse 19, "If you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you." Okay. So those, who don't have 100% truth, who's not pushing your Hawashai, all right, you weren't chosen out of the world, man. Okay. You're an anti-Hamashiach, man. You see? That's why, when you go and switch up the doctrine, everybody gets along with you because the world love its own. Okay. They don't love the truth. You see? All right. So let's get John chapter 17 and verse 14. And it reads, okay, "I have given them thy word, and the world hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world." All right. So out of the, sincere brothers and sisters, which are, the hopeful elect, okay, that's why this society, okay, it don't matter if you're on your job, you're in your home, your family, okay, different camps, Christians, it doesn't matter. They're going to hate you because they hated Yahweh Shai first, okay? You see that? Because Yahweh Shai was not of the world, all right? You see that? All right, this is 1 John, and then we're going to grab a couple of more precepts, and we're going to close it out. This is 1 John, chapter 7, Salakia chapter 3, and verse 13. And it reads, "Marvel not, my brethren," okay, "if the world hate you," okay? So Yahweh Shai told us to marvel not. These things were going to happen, all right? when these anti-Hamashiachs, come against the prophets, man, and the men and women of the Lord. All right. He tells you to marvel not, my brethren, if the world hate you. Okay. Because we are not of this world. All right. We have a different spiritual mindset. Okay. And we're going to read about that in 1 Corinthians. Okay. Let's get it. 1 Corinthians. All right. Chapter 2 and verse 12. We'll start from 12. And it reads, now we have received not the spirit of the world, okay, because we have a different spiritual mindset, all right, but the spirit which is of the Most High, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of the Most High. And we'll get in the NLT over here. And it reads, verse 12, and we have received the Most High Spirit, not the world spirit, okay? We don't move like the world, all right? We're not distracted of the things of the world. We're not into, the Democrat or the Republican Party. All right. We're not into all of those things. We're not, into trying to get the bag and make this our place of rest here. OK, we're here looking for rulership, man. We're looking for Yahweh Shah to return. OK, so we have a different mindset. All right. And we verse 12 again from the top in the NLT. And we have received the Most High Spirit, not the world spirit, so we can know the wonderful things the Most High has freely given us. Okay, that's having that spiritual mindset. All right, we look at things through the Spirit, through these scriptures, through the eyes of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, man. All right, verse 13 in the KJV, which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Spirit teacheth. Okay, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. All right, so we try the Spirit by the Spirit. That's why when somebody starts speaking, outside of the scriptures, we take them to Isaiah 8 and 20. All right, to put them on course, to speak the truth, to let them know that they're speaking lies. All right, we see that. In verse 14, in the KJV, it reads, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolishness unto him. That's why the world hate you, okay? Because this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is foolish unto the world, okay? Neither can he know them because they are spiritually discerned, okay? And we'll get that in the NLT right here. And it reads, 1 Corinthians 2 and 14 in the NLT, but people who aren't spiritual can't receive these truths from the Most High Spirit, all right, which are these scriptures. It all sounds foolish to them, and they can't understand it. For only those who are spiritual can understand what the Spirit means. That's why you have to have a spiritual mindset in this truth, man. All right. Okay. Verse 15, and it reads in the KJV, but he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet he himself is judged of no man. Let's get that in the NLT, okay? This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2 in the NLT, and it reads in verse 15, those who are spiritual can evaluate all things, but they themselves cannot be evaluated by others, all right? So the world, they already walking in wickedness. How they going to come and judge you about what's true or what's true or false, okay? Because they're living in wickedness, all right? They already has chosen who their God is, man. You see that? They're on the other side. Verse 16, and it reads in the KJV, for who had known the mind of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, that he may instruct him, but we have the mind of Hamashiach, okay? And that's that spiritual mindset. You see that? And let's get it over here in NLT, and we'll close it on out. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2 in the NLT, verse 16. And it reads, for who can know the Lord's thoughts, Yahweh's thoughts, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai? Who knows enough to teach him? But we understand these things, for we have the mind of Hamashiach. Okay? You see that? And this is how, the brothers and sisters should be walking, man, in this truth. Okay? So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rahal Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have taught us this truth and rule well. Peace and salutations to the chosen and the elect. Shalom.